Good morning. Just after 9:15, and it is Monday, the 16th of September, 2019. Finding traders to use risk capital you can afford to lose. All right, let's take a look at a couple of charts that we posted last night. Right now, this is our OTF chart. So this is probably one of our primary charts. And note the double that I put here at 75. I posted last night. I thought this 75, 78 area was our next support that we were chewing through here. And let's use 82 stop for anybody that wanted to buy. So this was one of the charts that I found helpful. Let's look at a couple of more. Okay, this was what I had looked at, the predictive chart last evening, and I'd posted right after the market opened, within a half an hour, stop 82 for buyers. Just the things that I looked at suggested that this should be a support zone, and we have no idea whether that will hold or not, but that at the time was what I had posted, and you can see how that is held overnight. We also talked about the gap back here, and I was looking at the top of the pipe as our resistance in this predictive chart. So that's worked out pretty well for anybody that played overnight. And one of the things I also looked at was this tunnel through time, and you could see how it had bounced off from one side to the other. So that's another indication to me that, well, maybe that move is, we can't think of it just going to crash through it. There will be times it will, but last night I felt that we had already traveled a pretty good range from the previous day's high. So I said, let's just take a shot at 82 support, educated guess type thing. This morning, taking a look at the obviously chop zone, got a little bit higher high in here. We're still using that idea that you better be paid by 02 to 03, just based on this chart. Note how I have reflected the close to get that proportion. So that's just setting your widget for the previous close and obviously the overnight low, and that helps fill that out nicely. And here's another chart that I had posted last night. You'll note, if you take a look at the previous week's range, this is the bottom of the pipe. So it gives me thought that 92 is really our pivot, that we're going to be working off of this 92 for moving back towards the gap or below it to come back and test support. So that's my presumption right now, and that's why I've set this up with the support box, and then obviously the fighting box, and then the resistance box back here. So if you use in our system, that's pretty simple to do, and doesn't mean the trade will work, but certainly to get your perspective, it's the easiest way I know to do it. And don't forget, this is now the December contract, and we've already been able to migrate over to this and understand where levels are just by using the widget. And this was a chart I had suggested last evening. This was a 30-minute chart, and I suggested take a look at, this was a retest of a third time through trade back here on the 10th and the 11th. Bang, and now this is a retest. So anytime we come down and get this big tail, I want to look at like a 60 or a 15 or whatever, but this one was the chart I thought was in play and still do. So it tells me the back end up here, this blue line, is the resistance for now. And I think this is an important chart. Tells me where my 2-day range is, and okay, you got the gigantic tail that comes off it. So this gave me pause to think, well, maybe this is just a range type trade, and don't go crazy down here thinking, this thing's just going to plunge. I thought just as good odds to bounce back in towards the 2-day middle range in the pipe. So you can see the purpose of the 02, 03 area as our immediate resistance, and then obviously the RTH low in that 05, 75 area. And that's going to be a fairly important retest from the prior day. So keep that in mind as well as we trade today. So these are typically the insights we try to provide, and we don't wait for the market to open on the following day to try to give you some ideas. I'm there, and Zeke was there last night, providing ideas, and hopefully you guys are going to get something out of this course. And let's get ready to start today. We'll take it one step at a time, but this is where we left off, and that was an overview to get ourselves familiar with a December contract. And I hope that helped you guys get some insights into how even when we get these egregious moves in either direction, we already have our head in the game and know what we're going to do. Let's have a great day.